All right, we are on, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. Hi, guys. It's been a minute. How we doing, everyone? Just letting a few people trickle in. Welcome, welcome. How exciting, you guys. I feel like I haven't seen you all forever. I just got back from my holiday. Tim! Hey, how you doing, man? I've been following you on Instagram, by the way. You're hilarious. Anna, hello. Catherine, aw, thank you. Good to see you too. Janine, hi. Anna, I know, long time. Cute haircut, thank you. She's new, guys. She turned 40 and she just vamped up everything. Thank you, guys. Thank you. So good to see you. Yeah, needed an identity change, and that's what happened. So I made some changes, as you can see. Hi guys, good to see you. Hello, Johnny. Oh my goodness, so good to see you. Logan, hi guys. Welcome, welcome. Oh my goodness. Jits, hello. Catherine, thank you. Thank you, guys. Oh my goodness. So it's been so long. For those of you who don't know who I am, welcome. I am Jacqueline. So nice to have you here. Welcome to the family. I've been away. So I was away for, I think, about a month, actually. So I was on holidays. I had my 40th in Italy, and then I went to Turkey for a bit, and I've just been back. So I am. Oh, Catherine, you should be so ashamed of yourself. How dare you misspell my name? No, darling, don't worry about it. Absolutely, don't even stress about it. You can call me whatever you want. Oh, thank you, Kelly. Yanessa, good to see you. Yes, it was. It was an amazing holiday. So, speaking of that, I wanted to take this holiday because this is the first time that I have been around my whole family since my wedding. And I really took this as a huge opportunity to do some major healing. I really wanted to go in there with the intention of healing something very deep and do some forgiveness work. I think I was ready to forgive my family. For those of you who have been following me, you knew that I had a lot of issues around my family, a lot of suffering, a lot of resentment, a lot of anger, a lot of not being able to heal a lot of the stuff from the past. And I did it. I managed to show up and really do the work and really step into that healed higher self. I was not sure if I could do it, but I did actually manage to do it. And it was really powerful. And just as I thought, it unlocked certain things that I feel like it's going to open up new doors for me. Yeah, I did Bindi. I cut it all off. For those of you who don't know, I used to have my hair all the way down here. So cutting off a lot of things. So it is still a process, but the heaviness of that weight that I used to carry is really lifted off. And I've noticed a huge difference in my peace of mind where, I used to play these scenarios in my head all the time, having arguments with my family. And now I don't have those anymore, and it's so much more peace and so much more happiness in my heart. So it's not easy to do this, guys, and it's not going to be fair. That's the hard part about it, because when we want to heal stuff, for example, with family or anything like that, we hope it could be fair. They didn't need to do anything. They didn't change. They didn't do anything, except it was really nice to have my father sober. This is the first time I've ever seen my father sober, so it did help a lot. I'm sure that helped the process get smoother. But yeah, so I'm not something that I'm pushing people to forgive, because this is something that has to happen naturally, but I do encourage you to work towards it as best as you can, and really for yourself more than anything else, for your inner child, for yourself. So it was a very powerful transformation. Hey Loni, happy birthday. Thank you. Thank you. And Sue, good to see you. All for babies, yes, thank you. Unfortunately, it wasn't great. So my pet sitters did not know what to look for. And unfortunately, when I got back, 3 of my babies passed away. One of them had wet tail, so that could have been prevented, but they didn't know what to look for. And then one of them was just old. So he was ancient, actually. I'm surprised he was still alive. And then another one had some kind of infection. They didn't catch it in time. One of the second pet sitter caught it, but it was too late. And currently I'm having a mouse who's currently passing as we're speaking. So as you guys know, I have a little rescue, and this is the problem with rescuing, is that when you have a lot of animals, this is part of it. And mice, hamsters, and rats don't live very long. They live for like 2 years. Yeah, I know. So it was a bit hard when I came back to like finding everybody, dying. But it's all symbolic too, and I was able to stay with one of them at least and help it transition smoothly. But right now I have one of them. I can see her right now. She's struggling. I've given her meds today, so it's part of life, unfortunately, but you can only do your best. Anyway, enough about me, guys. So let's begin and talk about you. So let's get these readings going. So for those of you who don't know how this works, very, very simple. So I'm going to start off with a group reading so everybody gets something. And then what essentially is going to happen is if you give a donation, of course, it's not expected, but it's just because people give a little bit of something. You lock your position in order. And if not, no problems at all, guys. I will try to get to everybody by the end of it, of course, with no expectation. Thank you so much, Tim. Some of you guys know how it works, so you just like, boom. But yes, so there will be a list in that case if there is a donation, but if not, then I'll just take it by names. So let me begin by everybody getting something. And I promise you guys, if you're here, it always happens. There's so much wisdom. I channel everything, so I'm not that smart. Thank you, Johnny. But oftentimes when I'm giving a reading to somebody else, you will find that this is something that probably you're here for a reason. And there's oftentimes some people say, oh my gosh, this feels like it's a reading for me, even though I didn't ask a question. So I promise you this will come up. Okay, so if you can, if you're not driving or anything, just take a moment, close your eyes, and just send me some energy. Give me access to your energy so that I can obviously start the reading and connect to you and hopefully get a message for you. And so this is the collective reading for the week. That is hot. Hey, Kelly, got you down. Thank you, guys. So sweet. I'm so excited. It's been so long. I feel like I haven't seen you guys forever. It's so crazy. I've just been so busy too, though. I took a lot of time as well off just to do nothing, which if you guys know me, that is like very difficult for me to do, but it was just a complete reset, and it's been such, it was good because I came back a little recharged and ready, but very much changed. Okay, so the first card that we got, guys, is moderation. Okay, moon energy. So as you guys know, we just went through a powerful full moon and a retrograde has been active, and then a journey. Ooh, I love this. Okay, so essentially what I'm getting here, the moderation, should speak for myself because I've been indulging in buying myself things when I really shouldn't. Whatever. So moderation. Okay, so this is obvious. This card here is like, okay, so sometimes when we're feeling in lack, and this is what I've been feeling sometimes too, I've been on holiday spending a lot of money, I tend to not do the right thing, and I just was like, what, I'm just gonna buy myself this thing, and then I'm planning this thing and this thing and this thing and this thing. And so sometimes what happens here, if you're finding yourself going overboard with certain things, it's because essentially there's a void, there's a lack, there's something that we feel is unfulfilled within us. So the moderation essentially isn't so much, I'm not opposed to extremes. If you really want to make a ton of money or be somebody who's very successful, balance doesn't really quite work with that if you really think about it. There's a level of extreme that is needed, but it doesn't have to be unhealthy. Okay, so what I'm hearing here is that understanding how you can fulfill that energy or that conversation with yourself, and this is something that I have to start to say to myself, right? I was like, okay, just budget every month for that indulgence so you can still give yourself that little piece of chocolate that you want, but that you don't go overboard when you deprive yourself or you feel like you're deprived. So how can you fill that energy up? Is it through affirmations? Is it go through walks? Is it through doing something else? Okay, so for some of you, there might be some extreme needs to fulfill something, and you know what that is for you. Okay, it could just be, I don't know, extra sleep, extra drinking, extra food, I don't know, it doesn't really have to be, or like me, buying things. I need some of that stuff, by the way. It's just upgrading, but you know what I mean? Whatever. So the next thing is what I'm hearing here essentially is the moon energy. So the moon energy is really reflecting about what just happened with this full moon. And this full moon, especially what I'm hearing and what the theme was, especially it's like now that we're moving into a new energy, because a full moon is about releasing, right? But this full moon, it was very specific about releasing something very specific that you are not going to bring with you in the future. So the reflective question that you need to ask yourself is, what am I ready to let go of that does not belong to my future self? We don't want to carry this anymore. It could be a lack mentality, could be self-abuse, could be negative thinking, could be this repetitive thing that I do. I don't know what it is, again. But also, you can set the intention. Just don't put the pressure on yourself to, like, okay, now that I said it, I have to just drop it. It's like, it's a process, it's a journey to get there. But the intention is very powerful, because now you know where you're going. Now you know what you need to let go of. And I did a huge clearing when I came here. My husband hates it because I get these impulses. And of course, it's always on a full moon or a new moon where I'm like, okay, I'm going to revamp my whole house. And so he's like, ugh. And so it took us like 6 hours to do everything. But I cleared out the energy massively. And I just was like, we're going to sell all this stuff. I'm just like simplified everything. But it feels amazing. And there's something as well about letting go of something, like taking off that weight, that extra thing that we're carrying that we really don't need. And this could be energetic, it could be symbolic, it could be a thought, it could be a habit, it could be a routine, it could be literally the clutter in your house. But there's something about it that space creates energy, for new energy to come in. So if you've been getting the impulse to get rid of stuff, or to get rid of your closet or your thoughts or a pattern or a habit, this is the time to do it. And then finally, the journey. Okay, so what I'm hearing, it's time to prepare for a journey. It may be impromptu or planned. Either way, make sure you're ready when time comes. Pack your passports now. So this could mean actual travel for you guys, but it could also mean ready for a new adventure, ready for a new path. Because once we clear out the old, guess what? It's time to plan for the new. And yesterday was July 1st, number 1, the beginning, the start. So again, the energy essentially that we're hearing here is clear out everything that isn't in alignment. Oh, hey, Keisha. Clear out everything that you're ready to no longer bring with you in the future, because you want that backpack to be light. So as you get on along that journey, you can put new things in that backpack, right? But if it's full, you're going to slow down your process to get to where you want to go. And on top of that, there's no space for you to bring in something new. Hopefully you're getting the metaphor, guys, here as well. Could be literal for some of you guys. I don't know. Maybe you're going backpacking, but you get what I'm saying. Okay, so that is the group reading. So Tim, what's up, man? What's going on? And let's see what's coming. I'm just going to tune into your energy. Oh, and can I just remind you guys, I have 2 new courses on Insight Timer. I don't know if they're live yet, but I highly recommend you guys check it out. So speaking about bringing in new, so it's like speak English. So one of them is about day and night routines. So creating a morning routine ritual, and a night routine ritual for 7 days, both of them. So essentially it'll have prompts and information that will help you to create a routine that serves the new version of you. So it's perfect timing for that. And then the night routine essentially is to set new frequencies for the next day. So 7 days, of course, it's on Insight Timer, so it's for free for you guys. So I highly recommend you guys sign up to it and check it out. If you've been thinking about not wanting to get up and scroll on your phone first thing in the morning, this is a great way to start your day. And how can you create your own routine, morning and night, so that it can align with who you want to become and what you want to manifest, essentially. Okay. Hey, Trish, Ro, hello, everyone. Awesome, Kelly, I love that. Yeah, so I try to bring in new stuff all the time for you guys. Okay, so I got a couple of questions. First, am I correct in thinking I found my twin flame? Bitch, what do you mean? Okay, sorry. I had to say that. I told you that you might meet somebody soon. Do you remember the last time I gave you a reading? So did you meet someone? That is so exciting, dude. Okay, let's see. Okay, first and foremost, is the best dressed man in the ocean. Thank you, Yanessa. I love it, actually. It's so much easier to handle my short hair. Okay, so let me see, Tim. It's someone I've known for years now. Okay. Sometimes that's the way to go. And then what was your second question? Do I have old wounds that needing healing? Healed in new ways right now. Oh, Cindy, welcome. How exciting. Well, you're welcome. Come and hang out. Get yourself a cup of coffee or tea because this gets fun. Okay? All right, let me see, Tim. So usually when you are faced with something like you possibly have a new relationship happening or you found a connection and it's actually happening for you, the fact that you ask me the question, is there an old wound that I need to heal, is probably yes, because this is going to challenge the old self to come forth. And oftentimes what that does is going to not try to, no, I hate, you know, probably sabotage. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. But I will say one thing, if it's meant for you and if it's right for you, you can't F it up. There's nothing you can do to mess it up. This is something that I always found that I love because what I'm hearing here already, I'm getting like stuff for you. It's like you got to relax into it. Okay? Just trust the process. When something is meant for you, it doesn't need to be forced. Pure example is my husband. He had to wait 3 years before we started dating. Okay? But that's what happened because it was meant to happen. He didn't have to try too hard to impress me. He didn't. He didn't do a lot of effort. Like, he didn't take me out to fancy dinners or anything at all like that. He just invited me over to his house to hang out with his family. That's how we got to know each other. So he didn't try very hard to impress me. I just was impressed by who he was. And so that's what I'm trying to say. Sometimes like we find something that we want and we freak out because we're like, oh my God, like if I don't impress them, I get impatient and chase and exactly. That's what I'm saying. And that can push somebody back. Hey Jenny, no, absolutely. So essentially right now I just have 3 people who have given donations. So I just go through that list. So hang out. Once I get through them, unless somebody gives a donation, they just lock their position in. But I promise you I'll get to the end. I tend to be here for like 2 hours. So, you know, we'll see what happens. But yes, I will get to you. Just hang around. Or you can always leave and come back. I identified things that I wanted to do that would... Sorry, this is taking a minute. Okay, let's see what's coming up. Sorry. Yeah, I've identified things that I wanted to do that were based on some desperate energy, and I've been trying to choose new paths. That's perfect, dude. Okay, so first thing that came up for you is strength, Tim. Okay? Yeah, this is going to challenge your strength, your temptations. This is what it's requiring, and this is the challenge that's coming up for you right now. It's a true test of strength. Have you learned the lessons? Have you... And listen, even if you F up, it's okay. All right? So, again, what I'm hearing here is just take the pressure off yourself to be perfect. Take the pressure off yourself in general. And I think your mantra should just be like, I'm just enough as I am. And the strength, I think it's, again, like, I think you're pretty on point here. Like, you're very self-aware in the situation. Like, you know that, like, you get that excitement and, oh my God, I got to do these things. And like, I think what I'm hearing here is the strength is essentially is just like to really create a mantra or a word or something where you can check in with yourself and your behaviors. Is this aligned with my highest self? Is this aligned with the version of me that is worthy of love? Because when you act out of desperation or impulsivity and all that sort of stuff, that's not an abundant state. That's a lack state. You know, if I have to grab this now, or it's just gonna go. I got you down, Jenny. Does that make sense? So what I really need you to start doing, Tim, is seeing yourself as that worthy version of yourself, as that version of you that is like, I'm enough. And it doesn't mean don't make some effort, of course. I'm not saying that. But I am saying, like, when you come from that empowered state, we act in integrity and we act in alignment and we do things from a genuine place. But when we're acting out of lack, we do things oftentimes that aren't really who we are. We just did it because we really want to be loved or liked or all that kind of stuff. So what I'm hearing right now is that, yes, your strength is being tested. How strong are you? How strong and focused are you? The other thing is saying a situation has ended and you are finally free. New opportunities for happiness now follow. Put the past behind you. So again, it's just like, take a bow, man. You've done a lot of work. Also, build that self-respect. Like, when you step back and you do the old mistakes, you disrespect yourself. Okay, don't disrespect yourself. But it's kind of true, right? You've done the work. And so when you step back, it's almost like, shit, man, I did all this work and now I just disrespected all that version of me that put the hard work in. And now I gotta like be like, you know, like I got to deal with the consequences. Like I knew better and I still did it. So we don't want to go there. And also put the past behind you, like that old version, like the beginning that I talked about today, is like you are evolving, you're becoming somebody new, Tim. You're actually really embodying a new version of you. So let the old version of you that behaved like that behind you and start discovering the new man that you are and the new man that you can be for this woman who is also discovering with you. It's pretty fun when it's like that, because it becomes, the journey becomes way more exciting and way more fun. Now, as far as the connection, even though this is a gay couple, that doesn't mean that that's you. I do see something here. Make bold and ambitious choices. Great progress is possible. Important relationships with people who share your vision. So I do see a possibility here of moving forward with this person, going on a journey with this person. You know, there's good communication between you two. There is definitely like a wanting to move forward together. Focusing more on what my fully embodied self wants rather than ruminating on fears. 100%. I think it also, Tim, all you got to do is just have a mantra where you check in with yourself. Make it simple. Don't make it too complicated. What would my future self do in this situation? What would the version of me who is worthy, whatever resonates with you, you have to find what that is. So like I always say, I always gave myself like an alter ego name, is like CEO Jacqueline. What would CEO Jacqueline do in this situation? And I make decisions from that place, not from the version of me that is like, oh my God, am I worthy? Can I do this? Oh no, you know. And I've been making big choices that just make sense to me. You know, I mean, especially with my business, and it's been working. It's been moving forward. It's been evolving. It's been growing. But if I made it from the old version of myself, it's like, you know, do I really want to spend money on that? Oh, you know, it's like, oh, it's just like, it just didn't take too much time. That's a lack mentality. But the CEO version of me is like, yeah, absolutely, there's opportunity in this. So what I'm saying with you, it's like the version of you that is in a healthy relationship, the version of you that does respect themselves in the relationship. How do they act? How do they feel? They're going to be making very different choices to the old version of you, right? And so this is what I'm hearing that you need to step into. Put the Tim back in the word optimal. Oh my God, dude. You're hilarious. So let me get any more messages about anything else that can come up. But it's pretty straightforward. I think what I'm really hearing is that you know, you're on it, okay? And also self-respect, Tim, because you have done a lot of work. Like when you set your mind to something, you do the work and you put a lot of effort in and you care. Those qualities are pretty, like, they're not as common as you think, you know? So start seeing the man that you are. Start seeing the effort that you put into developing yourself and your relationships and the people that you love. Like, you put a lot of effort in. You're not perfect, but you're pretty close. Yeah. Anything else? Right. Cool, I love that. Okay, so yes, this is, again, you're in your learning phase right now. Okay, so again, the test, like, you feel like, is there something that, you know, skilled work is rewarded, learning all there is to know about a topic, going back to school, okay? And handsome, yes, of course, Tim, sorry, I forgot about that part. That comes with the perfection, though. So what's happening right now is that you know, there are certain times in our lives where we're learning, and we're learning out of how we feel, or our ego feels, out of punishment, right? It's like nothing's working out, everything's difficult, oh my God, I hate this. And then sometimes we're learning from a place of reward, and I feel like that's where you're at right now. Things are opening up for you, things are moving forward, and you're in a place of reward. You're manifesting things, you're actually bringing that energy in, but it's still a school. It's still a place where we have to keep learning and paying attention. And this is a tricky place to be, because sometimes, I know this because this is how I effed up my past, you relax. And then when you relax, oops, you didn't notice that you weren't paying attention, you weren't aware, and then you mess it up. So again, just be aware of that. And then finally, we got the 13. This is a major arcana. The end of a phase or a situation, spiritual transformation, time to move on. So you've gotten that twice, that message. It's time to move into the new. It's time to move on to this new version of you. It's time to say, yes, I am worthy of this. Yes, this is exactly what I've been working towards, and I receive fully. I think this is one of the best, by the way, for everybody here. This is a very powerful exercise that you can do. I used to do this as I would go for a walk in the park or whatever. I would open up my arms into the sky and I'm like, I am open and receptive to blessings. I am open and receptive to love. I accept fully. Like, I would physicalize it, because there's something about opening up that energy and saying, I am, yes, I will take it in fully. Notice any resistance as well. Maybe when you do it, you're like, you know. So yes, so I think it's really good, Tim. But just understand, you're still being tested, so don't get up. No, I'm joking. So you're just being tested, okay? So just remind yourself of that mantra. Remind yourself of, like, okay, so what would this version of me do or say, or, you know. And again, if you mess it up, that's okay. It doesn't mean you've destroyed everything. It's just, okay, so this was not the best choice. Why did I make that choice? And then learn from that. So optimal Tim do. I love that. I mean, that's your alter ego name, you know what I mean? But just know that you have access to that information. So maybe just make it an everyday checking, you know, when you wake up, kind of ritual kind of thing. I do it whenever I just have to make a business decision. I'm like, all right, what would Jacqueline CEO do? Okay, yep, no, this is what she do. Okay, good, got it. And the more you do it, the easier it is to tune into that. So does that make sense? And I hope that helped. Let me know. I'm talking really fast today, but you know, whatever. I want to get through everybody. And walk around with my arms wide, saying open and receptive to optimal love. I love that. Yeah. And by the way, just also remember that love is not perfect, okay? And it's important for you especially to have some boundaries around that as well, because I think, you know, I think you're just sometimes a little too nice. There's nothing wrong with being nice, but, you know, sometimes that is not okay, okay? All right, Tim, is there anything else I can help you with, or? Yes, I love that. Because again, you got to remember that women find it very, like, if I could, my husband's a very, very, very nice person. He's a very kind person. And a lot of people, because I'm very strong personality, people think that I just walk all over him. I was like, if I could, I would have no respect for him. So you have to have boundaries. Yes, nice without boundaries is not good. I love that, Keisha. That's amazing. Yeah, so I did see I did see a connection with this person for sure. I did say that. So I did see here, it was here, that there is a connection, that there is moving forward, and that there is a journey moving forward together. So I don't know much about the twin flame. I didn't get any fire. But I did see a journey moving forward together. So there is, and this is divinely guided for sure, because you got the angel at the top and the rainbow. You know what I mean? So I do see something here for sure. But again, it's up to you. Okay, Johnny, what's going on? Oh God, my voice is too loud today. I gotta calm down. You can tell I haven't been here for a while, guys. Oh, my little mouse. I can see her. All right. I'm having a new health challenge right now. Oh, I'm so sorry. Once I feel I've called in as growth lesson to help me learn how to raise my vibration. Part of what's coming up involves releasing tension in my nerves, which seems connected to some repressed emotions. Oh man. Okay, so let me disconnect, plug out of Tim. Okay. I think I may have found someone today, though I haven't had a session with them yet. Okay. I did feel something back here at the back of my here, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it. It's just my attention went back there. So let me see what comes up with that. So yeah, sometimes, Tim, what happens is when we release when we release emotions, the physical wound can show up because it needs attention. It needs you to spend time with it to heal it. I'd appreciate any guidance either on this lesson itself or on the practitioner I'm considering. Okay. Anything about the practitioner, please let me know. Oop, that one flew out. Okay, anything else? Okay. Sorry, I'm laughing at the cards because they're a bit, they're interesting. I'm gonna get one more message for you just to be fully, okay, that's hot. Okay, good. I love that. So, okay, so the first card that we got. Oh, okay, so it is there. Okay, that's weird because I normally don't get physical stuff, but I really could feel it here. Interesting. Okay, so we're just gonna have to trust what comes up here because I think it's about to get a bit weird. Okay, so Shadow Walkers came up. Okay, so I'm just gonna read the card. The Shadow Walkers are deeply connected to the afterlife and the part of the other world. They call you to let go and accept that you may not have all the answers or reassurance. Find peace in not knowing. You may be in pain or feeling lost, but know that your darkest lesson can turn out to be your greatest gift. So, this is about to get weird because I feel like this is actually going to unlock something for you, Johnny, even though right now it's going to suck for a while. So the first thing that I'm hearing is like, you got to release the tension. And I think sometimes, I think you're a bit of a fixer, right? So when we want to fix things, we want to fix it now. And what I'm hearing here, because the next card that you got is the Mer Fairies. It said, are you feeling lost, dear one? The Mer Fairies are here to gently guide you back to your path. Nothing is ever truly lost. You simply need time to reflect, process, and trust in divine timing. Clarity will come when you quiet your mind and allow the answers to flow. Be patient with yourself and soon you know exactly what to do. So this is going to take a little bit of time. What I'm hearing right now is that, and this was also about the practitioner, I think the one that you will find is just going to be a stepping stone to the next one. So I think you might have to see a few different ones because each one is there's layers to this. I think it's not just like a one done deal. And that's the patience, that's the understanding the process, that's not having all the answers right now, because sometimes we think that one person can just heal one thing or help us with that one layer, and sometimes we take another layer off and then there's something else underneath it. That's what healing is, by the way, guys. It's an onion, and whenever we peel off a layer, surprise, there's something else. So the peace, it's almost like when I was like even healing at the beginning, I was like, okay, if just I can find this thing, I'm going to be so much more at peace and I'm going to find that happiness. And I found peace and understanding that there's never an ending until we die, basically. So that for some reason gave me more peace because then I was like, oh, okay, it's just something else I have to deal with, as opposed to having this expectation every time that I would have the answer or that I would find that perfect state of being, which I think you just have to be enlightened to get there, but I don't know if I want to pursue enlightenment. Yes, that is exactly where it is. Oh, that's the same one. Okay. So, what I'm hearing right now is that basically the first thing that you need to start doing is just taking pressure off yourself, okay, about having to answer. I know, again, it's easier said than done because you're like, what do you mean? I'm in pain. There's discomfort. I mean, I'm feeling all these things. It's effing up my life. But then you put more pressure on yourself. And I feel like that there is, like, again, this pressure. And I think it's related to this somehow. So it's almost like I don't even know what the word that I'm looking for. It's like it's not even the surrender. It's more like the word's not coming to me. We'll get to it. Now, weirdly enough, we've gotten a couple of things here. The mystic Mers are deeply intense, untamed, wild, magical, and primal. Have you been listening to your primal needs and desires? Have you been ignoring them? It's time to dive into the depths of your shadows, reconnect with your sensuality, and embrace your true self-expression. Free yourself from limitations, awaken your wild nature, and let your soul freely flow. So I think there is something about, again, this controlness that is creating this pressure, that is creating, and maybe it's revealing itself, which is why I think sometimes the letting go is the key, because that's the reason why maybe some of this was created. Yes, feels like patience is required to let the answers. Yes. The other thing that I'm hearing here is that you need to tap more into your primal self. So bringing that energy from here, the mental, okay, down to your base chakra and your sacral chakra. So that also, by the way, is connected to the inner child and to your self-expression, your creativity, your flow state, your feminine energy as well. I don't know why this is what I'm hearing. This is what I'm seeing. Again, I told you it's about to get weird, but let's just go with it. So I'm sure there's a reason for all of this. So if you can bring that tension, whenever you feel that pressure, bringing your focus down through your body and down into your groin area. I know this sounds weird, but trust me, it's going to make sense. And hopefully it will reveal the blood flow and the pressure down from there. And asking yourself, what do I need? How can I heal from that place? Not from a headspace, but from a primal, grounded, connected to this earth, connected to your self-expression, your sensuality, your inner child, all those energies from that place. Don't know why that's coming up, but it makes sense. It makes sense to me, because whenever I used to also have, like, for instance, panic attacks, when I used to have panic disorders, my energy was too high, and so I would pull it down to my feet, and it would change everything, okay? And also because if this is something to do with your past, I don't know if it's related to your childhood or to that area, even to those chakras, right? It can, there's a lot of answers in there. There's a lot of wisdom, because you're connecting to a different energy center in your body, and it's activating new information that maybe you weren't access to before, especially if you have blocks around those areas. Okay, so committed relationship came up. I don't know if you're in a relationship or not, but some kind of relationship is coming to the surface because of all of this. This is going to awaken a new relationship. Don't know if you're in a romantic relationship or whether you want one or whatever, or you already have one. It could amplify that. But because, again, we're dealing with the base chakra and the sacral chakra, it activates certain things around that as well, which is when we're our primal self, our primal needs get activated in a different way. Now, there is light at the end of the tunnel, okay? Breathe a sigh of relief and make new plans. So relocation and travel came, but I feel like it's going to be a little bumpy for a little while, okay? It's not going to be the most fun experience probably for you. And again, there's like electricity and there's like shock, because you did say the nerve, so I think that's the nerving thing that's happening. But I do think it's going to get better. I do think that with the patience and the letting go and telling yourself it's okay if I don't have all the answers, this is a journey, I'm going to figure it out, and doing what again, bringing the energy down and asking from a different place to get information. I think with a bit of time and with the healers that you're looking at, I think it's, like I said, it's going to be a few. I think eventually things are going to get better, because there is light at the end of the tunnel. But it's going to be a little sucky for a while. Sorry. I wish I could go as give people like, oh, it's going to be amazing, it's going to be fabulous, you can have all the answers. It just doesn't, work like that, unfortunately. So does that make sense? Do you want me to help you to go a little bit deeper somehow, or do you feel like you got the points that you needed today to help you to get to the next step? Okay. So you don't need anything more, Johnny. I just want to make sure that you walk away from here feeling like, yep, got everything that I needed. It makes sense. Thank you. Because if it doesn't, I just want to make sure. If you need one more card, this is glowing. Whee. So let me know. That's good for now, thanks. I suspect I'll be back in a few weeks. Okay, so best of luck, dude. And just trust yourself, and sometimes patience, man. Which I get it. Trust me. I ain't got none. All right, Kelly. And then I've got Jenny. Or I think Jenny, right, is the name. My writing is so bad that I write people's names down and then I just write them so bad that I can't read them. So I just want to make sure if I can go all the way back. Yes, it's Jenny. Okay, good. So Kelly first and then finally Jenny. Those are the last donations that I have. Okay, sorry, I'm just tuning in. I'm talking to someone at the present moment. He found me and messaged me when we went to high school together. Is this just a friendship or something else? It's been over 40 years since I've dated anyone. Oh, wow. Okay. I totally don't know how to read this. I really want to know where we stand. The not knowing is hard to navigate. Help me. Okay, let's see what comes up, Kelly. Oh, that's so sweet, guys. Is there this one? Okay. Let's see what comes up. Hey, that's too many cards. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay. I mean, there is definitely potential here. So the first card that you got is your dreams are fulfilled, hard work leads to great success, a love for beautiful things in life. The next one is there is so much to accomplish, make a very detailed plan, being watched over by someone kind. And then the final card, a positive new emotional experience, fulfilled romantic relationship, deep and lasting spiritual insights. So, okay, relax, okay? And yes, I'm talking to myself and the spirits here. Okay, so what I'm hearing here, Kelly, essentially is, so in another state, so I have not seen each other, only texting and talking. Yes, okay. So what I'm hearing here is that you have, got you down, Keisha, you are moving. You're creating movement, you're creating a shift. Like you said, you haven't been in a romantic relationship for 40 years. That's a very, very long time, my friend. But what's happening is that you are opening up doors, you are opening up new experiences and new possibilities. Now, I don't know if this is going to be an actual physical relationship, but what it's doing, it's awakening something in your heart. It's reminding you of the excitement, the playfulness, the excitement of getting the text. And I'm getting that this person is really just enjoying this with you, whatever this is. You know, sometimes we need the little baby steps to get to the next level, you know, so sometimes just having this connection online is what you need right now to trust again, to open your heart again, to allow that energy to come in, to activate that desire, to then finally manifest a relationship that you really, really want, whether it is with this person or not. But you know, I feel like this person is really, they're watching over you, they're looking out for you, they're definitely like looking at you, they're connected to you in some way. But the point of this whole thing, it's much deeper than the actual, like, okay, is this going to be something, or, and I do see something happening here for sure, but it's really about for you to taking that next step, to maybe opening your heart again, to possibly having that actual physical connection with somebody, and maybe a relationship, maybe a love story again. But even if it's not that, it's just allowing you also to receive love. And that's so important, because when we're single for a long time and we're used to being in our own bubble or whatever, you know, yeah, we get love from friends or whatever, but it's like, it's a different energy when it comes from somebody who's possibly interested, and it's receiving. you know. Yeah. So I think in the end, what I'm hearing here for you, it doesn't even matter what the outcome is with the situation. And I think that puts pressure off of you, because I think you're putting a lot of pressure off of you on yourself right now. You're like, what is it? Is he interested? Is he not interested? Oh my gosh, I don't know. I think it's more like, this is fun. This is playful. This is making me feel good. Oh my God, I haven't felt this in such a long time. Yes, please let it be that. So again, when we get into relationships, and this is normal, everybody, whether it's a friendship that turns into something else, or whether it's a connection, the thing with dating is sometimes these things happen for like 2 or 3 weeks and then they fade away. Maybe it's something that grows into something. But it's taking the pressure of ourselves to try and make it into something and just let it be what it is. And understanding that what it is what it needs to be. And like I said with my husband, if it's something that's meant to happen, you can force it, but then it doesn't always end well when you force something that's not meant to be. If something is really just meant to flow and happen, it just does. And also, like, you might get emotionally involved with this person, then you meet them physically, and then you're like, ooh, that's not really there. You know what I mean? You're like, online you were way more like fun and attractive, and then you get in their energy field and you're like, I don't like that. That can happen too, especially when it's long distance. Okay. But I do see a love connection. Yes, I see a connection between you guys, and I do see some kind of connection. I again, it is saying romantic, and again, I'm reading energy here, so you know. Thank you, Jenny. Be with you in 2 seconds. I know sometimes we just press the button, so don't worry. I got your info there. Um, so this is what I have thought also. Yes, exactly. So he seems interested. Like, he is looking over you. He is interested in you. He is, I feel that for sure. And also, some people just don't waste their time messaging, and like connecting with somebody if there isn't something that they're also feeling as well. But I think it's sometimes when we haven't allowed somebody and is like, me, why, what do you mean you want, what, and I think you're having a little bit of that where you're like questioning it, because you're like, what do you mean you like want to hang, like you want to talk to, like, I don't get it. Because you're beautiful, because you're worthy, because you're fun, because you're interesting, and I know you've had a lot of pain and a lot of suffering. So when something good comes in, we're just like, wait a minute, is this shady? Like, is this, what's going on? So just let it be what it is. And with time, you will get to know his intentions. With time, you will get to see what it is. But again, it's not even the point. The point is, you're moving, you're transforming, you're opening up doors for yourself that you haven't opened up before, Kelly. You're allowing love in, which is huge. It's huge for you. Your heart is receiving some warmth and some kindness that you've needed for a long time. You need this, I know you question yourself a lot. I know you're like, what do you mean you're interested? I'm like, and that's, don't be mean to yourself, okay? Don't be mean to yourself. Because I know that that's how you manage things, but like, don't do that. Yeah. Time is short. I'm getting older and I want someone to spend time with. Okay, yeah. So that's the pressure of wanting things to make happen. But also, you have to understand, like, you're giving yourself contradicting messages here. Okay, so when you want to manifest something, be very aware of what you're doing here. One side of you is like, me? Why would you want to talk to me? No, that's just weird. Like, I'm not worthy. And then the other side of you is like, oh my God, I want a relationship. I want to be with somebody. Like, I'm getting old. Hurry up. So you see how you're getting this like clash? You got to get that side of you that feels unworthy to stop talking like that to yourself. So this is also why this is happening, because it's activating that in you and saying, yeah, I am freaking interesting. And of course there's somebody out there who will like that. I'm not for everybody, but nobody is, So it's changing that dialogue and saying, I am open and receptive to the person who is in perfect alignment with me. And there is somebody out there for me. Of course there is. But again, guys, when it comes to love, this is so important, crucial. The most important thing about love and manifesting love. You have to have a loving, kind relationship with yourself to manifest that relationship. Okay? So if we treat ourselves like crap and we abuse ourselves, we manifest that. If we have no relationship with ourselves and we abandon ourselves, we manifest people who abandon ourselves. We teach people and the universe what we are worthy of. Should I say something to him about whether this is a friendship or not? I don't want to be too forward. So this is again depending on you, how you feel as more masculine in the connection or more feminine. Like a masculine energy usually would take initiation and say, hey, listen, I'm getting old here. My ovaries are shrinking. Like, what's going on? Like, are you interested? But personally, I think sometimes I like the man. See what I mean? I like the man to take the step forward. And for me, it's a matter of just being patient and having time. And over time, people reveal their intentions. As long as you show interest and you are communicative, because here's the thing, if you ask him that and he says no, how would you feel? Would you be like, okay, whatever? Or would you be like, oh, I'm so embarrassed, why did I ask? Okay, so there's a chance of rejection because we're dealing with energy here, okay? And I feel like he is, but I don't want you to go through that. So you got to really just take an empowered state with yourself and a self-respect state. Because if I'm asking, am I asking because I'm desperate and I just want to know and I need the answers, or am I asking because I want to know and I just don't want him to waste my time? Very different energies, right? Now, if you're like, I could, like, this opened up something and maybe I'm just putting the energy out there to meet somebody else. I might go on an app and start dating on the app or whatever. You know what I mean? Then if he's interested, he has the chance to step forward and take it to the next level if that's what you want. Again, but you got to ask yourself these questions because you haven't been through this in a while, right? So if you ask him and you get rejected, will it affect you in a negative way? And that's really what you got to ask yourself. Now, there's a chance he might not, of course. I mean, from what I see, it seems like he's interested, but you guys have the issue of the distance. Okay, so that's another obstacle. So again, I think just be patient. Yes, that is the latter of it. I want to know and I don't want to waste my time. I kind of feel like he may not make that move because he has been hurt in the past, but that's where you make him feel comfortable and you make him feel wanted and desired and open. And as women, that's what we're good at, just like paying attention. It's like, hey, I really like you. I think I feel really connected to you. I don't know what's going on. We haven't spoken in like so long. I would love for us to catch up. Do you think you could come and visit? You see, then you see him physically, and then maybe you get even more of a vibe. So it's just building up the evidence until you're 100% sure. Like for a long time. There you go. So you're doing everything right. So relax, girl. Because sometimes when we push it, again, I'm looking at my husband. I have to use my husband as an example because it's just a perfect example. If he would have pushed it at the beginning, it would have backfired because I was not ready for him at that time. I would have rejected him. So it was only after when I was ready, and sometimes if somebody's been hurt, sometimes they might want to come forward, but then it freaks them out. So sometimes the best thing to do is just let things evolve over time. And if it feels right, it's going to happen. And if it's not going to happen, then it's going to dissolve as it meant to happen. So this pushing and stuff, yes, it can work sometimes. But I always find that whenever we push a relationship that isn't right, organically, you end up maybe together, but then it's just not the right relationship. So again, it's fun, experience, whatever. Go wild, have fun, do your thing. No judgment here. But what are you really looking after, Kelly? Do you want like a long-term commitment, or do you just want to have some fun? So that takes patience and time, and that takes building up the evidence and the behavior and the conversations and and I mean, I kind of feel like you're kind of suspecting that this person is interested, and sometimes people flirt, but they don't even know what they want. So I'd say just really get to know this guy and be sure for yourself, because you not only have to protect he's protecting himself, but you got to really protect yourself as well here. So have fun with it. Take off the pressure. I know you say you're getting older and all this sort of stuff, but that doesn't matter. I do make it light, and we have playful messages back and forth. Right now, I want to have fun, and I want to have a relationship for the first time. I'm getting so many calls whenever I do these lives, so annoying. Have a relationship for the first time in over 6 years. Yeah. So just take the pressure off. I do see that he's interested. Just build up the evidence. And then if it feels right, okay, if you get to talk to him on the phone or whatever, and you get the feeling that you feel comfortable and safe to ask the question, then do it. But don't push it. Does that make sense? So you can ask that question as long as it feels safe to you to ask it. So does that make sense? So you can take the pressure off of yourself and just say, look, here's the thing that you can do. I'm going to make it easy for you. Set the intention. If this is meant to be something else, I give him full permission to ask it, but I give myself full permission to ask as long as I feel safe in that moment. So no pressure to ask, because when we push it and it's the wrong time, that again, it'll just feel right. It'll just be one of those things that you're like, okay, I know this is my moment to ask this question. Yes. Yeah, but you don't need to work on it, Kelly. That's the point that I'm trying to make. You don't have to work on it. It will just be, oh, here it is. Does that make sense? So that's where I tell you, put the pressure off of yourself. Trust me on this. So if you're pushing it, it's because there's too much. You're acting out of fear. You're acting out of fear of losing this person. If I don't ask them now, then my chance is gone. It's like, no, if somebody's interested, they're not going anywhere. Does that make sense? Yeah, and also as a woman personally, I mean, again, nothing wrong with taking initiation. Again, if that's empowering to you, go for it. But ask yourself, am I doing it out of fear, or am I doing this out of an empowered action? Because some girls are like that. You're like, yeah, you go for it. I do see luck is on your side. Again, it's good. But really just check in with yourself, am I doing this because I'm afraid he's not, or am I doing this because I genuinely okay, this is yeah, I want to know. Don't waste my time. I'm a boss bitch. Okay. Very different energies. And I've done that where I'm with somebody and I'm like, I don't know where you're at and I don't want to waste time because I am whatever, where you're at. They tell me, I'm like, great, cool, good to know. But sometimes I've been I just want to see where it goes, Yeah, it's not about you liking him, Kelly. So this is where you're getting, again, I just want to make this very clear. It's if it's not out of fear, again, it's I know you like him, but it's more about I just want to know so I can either move on and put my energy into somebody who's actually going to get me what I want, or, am I asking because I just need to know the answer because I'm freaking out? So check in with yourself, just be honest with yourself and be patient. Give it a couple of days. Really ask that question and process it. Sorry guys, let me just check one thing. Okay, no, never mind. Okay, so best of luck. Please do that exercise. Just give it a couple of days, check in. Sometimes when you put it out there, then the person is oftentimes the one who steps forward and asks. So, okay, so we got it. I gotta get back. Hopefully I can get Jenny's message still. All right, you got this, and I'm excited for you. You deserve this, okay? I'm so excited for you. Okay. This is a little background. In April, I made a 911 call on behalf of my brother from 3,000 miles away, which saved his life. He had told me he did not believe it was necessary, but my intuition told me otherwise. An hour later, he would have been dead from sepsis, which he had no idea he had. He has been extremely grateful. He also had 2 cancer diagnoses that he had been getting clarification on just recently. I told him I thought I could try and travel to support him during his upcoming radiation and chemo. However, sorry, when you guys message it, it scrolls back up. I have been deeply debilitated set of chronic illness for 30 years. At this point, he can do more than I can, although I am sure that will change during treatment. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I am thinking of going in about 4 weeks' time. He is my only surviving member of my nuclear family. Okay, Jenny. So thank you so much for sharing that. Hey, Randy. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. So first and foremost, I'm really, really sorry you're going through this. This is a very difficult situation. It's a very complex situation. And yeah, I can't imagine how difficult this is for you. So I just want to send you my love and my compassion to you, you know. But let's see what the cards have to say. Because this one, I'm going to leave it up to them. This one needs to come out. Okay, anything else? Ooh. So yeah, so you have a deep connection to I think you said it was your brother, right? I just want to make sure. Yeah, your brother. Okay. So you see, there's a deep connection between you two. I'm also feeling like you guys made a soul contract agreement to go through this in this lifetime together, which is also why you feel so responsible to help out so much. But you also have to remember, just as much as we give, we also need to make sure that we receive. So purposeful action. So I feel like there's just gonna be a lot happening, like a lot of forward movement, a lot of like, again, travel as well. You going to see him. Nervous about change. And then we have the Lover's card, which is the connection. Then we have release the past, there is more enriching future, let go and let God. Stay determined and move forward. Be prepared for any possibility. And then there is something better waiting for you. Do what you know is right for you. A spiritual quest. Okay. Yeah. So you know, it's funny. I'm such a solution person, but I feel like this one, unfortunately, it's just one of those agreements and experiences that you both have agreed on to essentially have a very challenging experience together. Um, and I always see you behind him and going to him. So all I'm hearing right now is this. So can you do me a favor, Jenny? Can you so how can I specifically guide you? Because I'm hearing what this is, but I don't feel like I know exactly what it is that you want. So it's going to help me with the reading. So what would you like a specific guidance with in this situation? Like, is it more about like, how do I get healthier? Is this the right thing for me? I just need a little bit more direction too, because I'm getting a lot of different energies when it comes to this. And I could talk about all of them, but I just don't want to be because I will ramble. So I just want to make sure that I'm giving you something that makes sense. And maybe also because this is back there and I'm hoping I didn't miss it. So I just want a little bit more clarity in the intention, if that makes any sense. So something also about you feeling left behind, which is also why you keep saving others. There's a bit of that. Okay. Is this the right thing for me, and how can I get healthier? Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. So the health thing is a little complicated because again, I feel like you've made quite a strong oh, okay. No, I know. I'm just trying to find a solution because I'm like I see all the problems, but I really want to give you like how do you get better and how do you make this better. So I'm gonna have to be honest here because this like, and not that I'm on honest, but in the sense of it's gonna be a little bit of a harsh truth. So I feel like you made a contract agreement when you came into this world to experience a lot of pain and suffering. Some of our souls, and this makes you a warrior, by the way. I know you're like, why the fuck would I do that? You know, I get it, but some of us unfortunately choose certain experiences that suck. Don't know why, because when we die, we like go up there swinging and going, that was the stupidest idea I've ever made, but, unfortunately we do. So, you made an agreement, and a lot of it is like this loneliness again, and like abandonment I'm feeling. So, all of this is also connected to the health stuff. So, what I'm hearing here, okay, is essentially part of the healing for you is to find. I don't know how to. We'll get there. Just give me a minute because there's like a lot of information coming through. So, it's hard to find a connection with other people when you're obviously like not feeling great, and so that creates the isolation as well on top of everything else, okay? However, there is something here where you can help other people, which is why you've been projecting this, especially with your brother. But I think there's something much greater that you can do and more fulfilling for you, where there is oftentimes whatever our challenge is, whatever our difficulties is, the gift is on the other side, okay? So people who learn how to heal themselves or on the journey of healing oftentimes share that healing, or whether it is even just suffering or pain or whatever it is, they find people who somehow are going through something very similar, and then that there's another connection. So what essentially I'm hearing here is like, yes, you have this connection to your brother because you guys made a soul contract as well to help each other out. So you're definitely, it's fine that you're helping him. However, how can you find somebody to do that for you? Now, I get it that you're saying, I don't have anybody else. My brother is the only family that I have left. But there are many different ways. Hey, Hannah, thank you so much. To create that for yourself. But if you don't believe that that is possible for you, then it's not going to be possible. So, a couple of things that I'm hearing here is that you need to start shifting some of your belief systems around this. And this is not an easy one because you're like, well, my evidence is not reflecting that, right? Which I get. However, it's almost like, let me think about it kind of this way. It's like like everything that I've done to heal myself, Jenny, you don't know my story, but I went through mental health issues, depression, suicidal attempts, all sorts of crazy things, whatever. But I knew that for me it was either checking in or checking out in this life. There was not a lot of options. So I realized that as long as I was trying to fight for myself, it was not going to happen because I hated myself. So what I did was I looked at my inner child. I knew that I had to find something greater than myself that was a part of me to fight for that had been done wrong. And that somehow allowed me to bring up this strength that I didn't think I have, where I was doing things that I don't even know how I did. But that goal and that energy made me almost superhuman. Like, I'm talking depression where I couldn't get out of bed, so I would roll onto the floor, and then I would roll, and then it would get me out of bed to go for a walk. I had addiction issues. I was sexually abused for many years as a child. So all sorts of weird traumas and stuff. But that little girl that was abused and that had gone through what she had gone through never had somebody in my, like how I felt, is like fight for her. And she's still in me today. So everything that I do now is for her. So what I'm trying to say here is for you need something like that, where you can find that part of you that's been wronged, that has never had justice, that has maybe, lost whatever. And there's a part of you that's also the healer, the hero. And that's the part of you that you got to tap into to give her what she needs. And that has to come from you. And when you start giving it to yourself, suddenly the world starts showing up for you. Not perfectly, because this world is effed. I'm going to be realistic here, guys. But things will get better and things will change. Now, if you can do this for your brother, you can do this for yourself. But you're not showing up for yourself the same way that you show up for him. So this relationship with your brother is a mirror to the potential that you have, to the real hero that you are. You saved him, and you can save yourself. That intuition that you have sacred knowledge. You have gifts. You felt something that he wasn't even close by, and you just knew and you acted upon it, which is insane. So you can give yourself that, and that's where it starts. So with your health, every healer, every big major healer has gone through something like you've gone through, and they've healed themselves. But the way that they did it is they prioritized themselves. Now, this doesn't mean you don't show up for other people, okay? But you have to prioritize yourself. Okay, that came through finally. So I hope that is making sense, Jenny. I know it's a bit of a fucking sounds great and all this sort of stuff, but I'm telling you, that's the key. And I know this because I've done that for myself, and that's changed everything for me, and it changed my life, and I'm still working on that, and it still takes moments, but that's how powerful you are. That's the power that you have. And the illness and the physical stuff are the obstacles that show up, and they're incredibly difficult, but they do not compare as to that person of you that lives inside of you, that shows up for your brother. You just got to project it onto yourself. But when we do it for ourselves, it's hard sometimes, which is why I said you have to maybe bring up that inner child or that part of you that got wronged, that you are now ready to protect and guard and become its parent, its whatever. Yes, it did. Also, to be honest, I had not always treated me that well in the past. Yes. So, I know, I understand that. But that's the problem, you see. So, and this is also not your fault, by the way, Jenny. I want you to understand that. Like, a lot of us, we all treat ourselves like crap, to be quite honest. Some of us more extreme, some of us less extreme. But we're programmed in this planet to come in not knowing how to love ourselves. I mean, we're born loving ourselves, and then, of course, society, conditioning, schools, whatever, seeing our parents and generational whatever, even in our DNA, it just gets passed down. No, I'm saying he has treated me very poorly. Oh, okay. Yeah, no. Okay, so that's also another thing, right? So when these relationships come up, because this is the contract that you guys have. Hey, Bob, welcome. When you have a contract, an agreement with somebody, sometimes they're teaching you how to love yourself, which makes sense. So I feel like that's the lessons that he's giving you. But that means having boundaries. That means you don't get to talk to me like that, buddy. How dare you? That means standing up for that version of you that's being abused. So this is the exact thing that I'm talking about. And you allowing somebody to treat you like that is because oftentimes it's a reflection of the way that we abandon ourselves and treat ourselves and see ourselves. Whether it's family, whether it's a friend, whatever it may be. So we have to go through these abusive relationships, these harsh lessons, and if you don't learn the lesson, it will not change. And you don't owe him your life. I'm going to repeat that. You don't owe him your life. And if somebody does not know how to appreciate who you are, you need to let them know that. It's like, I will not come here again. I will always be there for you, but I will not let you abuse me. This is why a lot of people have been leaving families. This is why there's a lot of people going no contact. With my family, if I see any abuse coming up, I get up and I leave. It's not my job to fix them. It's not my job to heal you. It's my job to be there for you. It's my job to be your friend. It's my job there to be your daughter or your sister or whatever. But it's not my job to rescue you. And the reason why I used to rescue other people is because I couldn't rescue myself. So you see how this is happening for you, Jenny? You got to stop putting that towards him. It's fine if you want to do it, if it makes you feel good. But if he's abusive, that's a whole other layer. Does that make sense, Jenny? It's very complicated. This is what I mean. When I felt this reading, I was like, oh my God, this is very deep and very complicated. But that's the lesson in that. And I am a healer. This is what I do. And healers tend to rescue everybody else, and they get abused, and they get they're empaths, and they just let everybody walk all over them. It's like, girl, I do not let anyone walk all over me now. You know, there's just no way in hell. And I can do more for other people. And I actually help the people that want to be helped. Some people, Jenny, don't want to change. Some people want to get worse. That's the harshness of the reality of life. And sometimes the best thing we can do is let them go. My family, I love them. They're amazing. They don't want to get better. Cool. I hang out with them. I have a good time. The minute I see something that I could fix, I just step back and just let them do their thing. And I listen and I let them vent. Like my mom, again, when I went to see her, you know, she knows, like, I had hair loss for a while and I fixed it and I healed it. And then, you know, she asks me all these questions, and I told her, I was like, Mom, look, I love you, but I'm going to give you all this information and you're not going to do anything with it. So I'm not going to waste 20 minutes explaining to you what you need to do to heal your hair loss. If you're actually going to do something about it, I'll give you my energy, but the truth is I know you and you're not going to do it. So, you know, I made a video. I told you, like, go watch it, you know. Yes, but it has been quite beautiful in many ways. I am proud of how I'm always coping, and I'm trying to have better boundaries there. Absolutely. So that's where you got to start, Jenny. Listen, I'm giving you a lot right now, and I'm giving you the broader spectrum. Okay, this starts with baby steps. But I think what it sounds to me is like, again, I see that you're doing something that makes you feel good and makes you feel valued, okay? And there's a lot in that. There's nothing wrong with helping people. But if there is abuse, then the boundaries have to come up, okay? And that's maybe where you can start. Maybe that's exactly where you need to start, is just having boundaries and not allowing him to treat you like shit, okay? And that means sometimes, if you can, physically, get up and leave. You know, that's what I told myself with my family. When I see them, if I see something that's triggering, I got up and I left. And I went for a walk and a stroll. I didn't cause a scene. I didn't make it an obvious thing. I just knew, I was like, oh, feeling triggered. I got up, brought myself back to a peaceful state. I came back and I was centered again, and I was able to just relax and be there. Or somebody was there, I was breathing and I was not reacting. Frozen. So you get into freeze mode. Yeah. So boundaries are the first thing that any healer or any empath in general has to learn, okay? Because they ain't got none. They want to rescue everybody. They want everybody to see and be happy, and it doesn't work like that. And you have a healer in you, because that's why you're going through this health stuff. But if you don't learn the lesson, you can't really, number one, help yourself or other people. And it's a harsh lesson. It's not a fair one. It's not fair. So, Jenny, again, I've given you some really powerful nuggets here today. Find the part of you that you are willing to protect and fight for. Bring that person into, because that person's with you, whether it's your inner child, whether it's you as a teenager, whether it was you 5 years ago, I don't know, you know. When you are being abused, they are being abused. And that's where the strength comes to block that person from doing that to you, because as you'll take it. But if I'm seeing somebody abusing me and then I see my 5-year-old self being abused, no. Putting my foot down, how dare you? So that gives me the strength and the power to say, enough. We're not putting up with this anymore, because I know she's getting abused as well. So you have to find that thing that is bigger than yourself, because as long as it's you, you will let them. Does that help? So there is positives and negatives in this situation. It's not just a clean slate. This is a karmatic thing for you. You're meant to go through this with your brother, but there is lessons in this for you to learn to have boundaries, and to also learn how to fight and protect yourself, because that's also going to help your health. Does that make sense? No problem, Keisha. Yes, thank you. Anyone else having issues in your family, you mean? I'm not sure what you mean. My connection was bad for a couple of minutes. Okay, no problem. So I'll just quickly repeat. And then, so basically what I said was, Jenny, that you have to find, that's okay. I also record these, by the way, so you can rewatch it on my YouTube. Okay, so just so you know, you can rewatch it. But all I said was, as long as you have to understand that when you go and see your brother, yes, you're going to put up with a lot of crap because you love him and you care about him and all this sort of stuff. But you have to also remember that if you walk in there and he's been abusive to you, you have to find that part of you that you need to protect and fight for. And when he abuses you, he abuses them as well. Okay, so like I said with me, with my inner child. So when somebody's abusive of me and I let them do that, I let them also abuse my inner child, and I don't do that anymore. That's why I can say enough is enough. So the key ingredient for you right now is to find what that part of you that you are ready to protect and fight for, and know that when you walk into the room with your brother, they're coming too. She's in there with you. So whatever happens to you happens to her. So it's your job to make sure that you're protecting that part of you, as well as, of course, taking care of your brother, but that's where the boundaries come in. What was the other thing that I said? Rain. Once the wave goes, it's gone. I told you I'm not that smart. So that's the most, oh, that's what it was. And when you learn to do that, your health will also get better. Because you're reconnecting to yourself. You're starting to learn to have that relationship with yourself first and foremost. Okay? But just remember, you can rewatch this on my YouTube. So you can, if you go onto my profile on Insight Timer, you can find my website there, and then it can take you to my profile there. Okay? It'll be up probably tomorrow and the next week. Oh, Jamie, what's up? How you doing? Good to see you. So does that make sense, Jenny? I'm telling you, these are nuggets. Yeah, of course. You're so welcome, my love. And please come back. Make sure to subscribe. Do some of my, I have a course on Insight Timer where it teaches you how to shield your energy from lower entities. But it's a very good exercise in general for empaths. So I see if I can pin it right now. Here it is. So it's free for you guys, so go and do it. And there's also another one that I have on building self-worth and confidence. So I highly recommend you go and do this course. I think it's going to help you to learn how to shield your energy and protect yourself a little bit more, okay? All right, Jenny, I'm sending you the best of luck. Come back, come and, check in again. We're always here and you're always welcome, okay? Yeah, so this is going to help you a lot, okay? Start here. Hey, Mimi! Good to see you. Okay, so Hannah is next, and then I have Keisha, who offered Hannah her spot because she's on the phone to the insurance. What's up, guys? What's happening? I see so many bubble heads. I love it. It's bubbles. I'm checking on my mouse. Poor little girl. I might have to, I don't think she's gonna, unfortunately, live. I'm pretty good at telling when they're in transition. Yeah. All right, so I'm looking for guidance around finding my tribe. I have been diagnosed with autism, and I have always struggled with friendship because I see the world differently and communicate and socialize differently. I feel very isolated at the moment, and I feel like there is still a lot of stigma attached to my diagnosis. Oh, I feel ya. Well, I don't know what it's like to have autism. Let's put that out there. But let's see what I can tune into. I will say that I set that intention for myself as well last year. I just didn't want to be around drama, and I did not want to be around people who I wanted to be around people who were like more spiritual minded. Yeah, okay. Nice. So the first thing that I heard, Hannah, they're actually pretty straightforward about this, is that you and then you assembled this tribe. I did. That's true, actually. I did it online and physically as well. So I just kind of created my community. Um, so the point that I'm saying is this, that you can do it. Okay, so the first thing that I heard, Hannah, is like, you gotta, it's gonna sound a little harsh, okay? And I'm not saying that it isn't true and it isn't valid and there aren't truthful points to it, but you can't use your autism as a reason as to why this is a block. This is who you are. This is a part of who you are. And yes, I get it. I mean, again, I get it and I don't get it. I don't know what it's like, but in the sense of I get it because there's challenges, right? Now, there are other people out there who also have your condition, and there are other people out there who have other disabilities or challenges or whatever. So when we approach it from that perspective, suddenly we don't feel so alone. But as long as you put yourself in an exclusion, I'm different, I can't find it, I don't have the skills, that's going to be at the forefront of the possibility. And so again, when we're manifesting, when we're setting an intention, the I can't is going to be at the front and the I can is going to be at the back. So the first card that we've got is you got to let it go, okay? You just got to say, yeah, okay, that's who I am. I'm embraced it. That's my gift. That makes me special. Yes, that makes me different. So what? You know, one of the shows that I love watching right now is Balin Out Loud. I don't know if you've ever seen it. She's got Tourette syndrome. And talk about a problem, right? She swears every 2 minutes and she's like, she has no control over her tics and she screams it out. Highly recommend to watch that show, by the way. Now, somebody like her, she's created an incredible life for herself. And how did she do that? She went out and put her face out there and said, this is who I am and this is what I've got. And from that, she started from TikTok because, of course, she couldn't go out in public because she kept swearing at people. She educated people about it. She ended up getting a TV show. Now she's gotten married. She has a, so she didn't allow, and she says this all the time, I do not allow my Tourette syndrome to define me. I don't allow it to be the reason why I can and cannot do things. So when we look at people like that, that's who we need to look at from these kind of things, right? People who are really, really challenged. And I even saw another guy who has no arms and no legs. He's written books. He's traveled the world. I've even seen, there's couples on YouTube. You guys know what I watch on YouTube now. There's couples on YouTube. There's this one couple, Squirmy and something. So the husband, he's completely disabled. And the wife, by the way, is absolutely stunning, okay? And she does everything for him because he cannot, she has to feed, his hands don't work. He's literally on a wheelchair, and he's gotten married, and he's written books, and he has a successful YouTube show. So my point that I'm trying to make here is that these people never allowed their disability or never said I can or cannot do something. And that's so crucial when we want to manifest something or when we want to get into something new. Again, the struggle's real. The reasons are there. We're not taking that away. It's going to be more difficult for you. It's going to be more challenging for you. But you cannot allow that to be the reason why you can't do it. Okay? So the first thing that I'm hearing is you got to change your perspective about it. You just got to change your point of view. So as long as you allow the possibilities to be at the front, then it's going to happen. It's not going to happen overnight, okay? But it's going to happen. It will happen, Hannah. It will happen. I'm telling you, I see it. But you're going to have to change your perspective. So whenever you feel like I can't do this, then you can't. So in what ways are you going to change the question? In what ways can I do this? There's another documentary that I highly recommend you guys watch. Is The Incredible Life of Giblin. Essentially, he eventually died, but he couldn't walk, couldn't speak again, same thing, and all he could do was use his hands, and he ended up going on the World of Warcraft online, and he created relationships that way, and he helped so many people, and one of those was a mother and a son, and the son had autism, and he helped them to create a relationship in the World of Warcraft, which eventually helped them to have the relationship outside. And just amazing stories, guys. This is what I'm trying to say. So when we look at people like that, they had to have a different perspective. They had to say, absolutely, I'm not allowing this to be my reality. I'm going to do everything in my power. It's going to get uncomfortable. It's going to get weird. Let's go. Okay. And it does require that uncomfortable stepping out of your comfort zone, Hannah. It does require for you to put yourself out there. And it's scary and it's uncomfortable and it sucks. But it's worth it. So, what I'm hearing here immediately as well is like, what do you love doing? I know that you like music, right? So, the problem with the autism thing is that maybe you're isolating yourself a lot and you're keeping yourself in a safe space. You got to get out there. Okay, so when I wanted to create my community, I just sent out a whole bunch of emails to people if they needed meditation coaches. And, I was like, I went across the street from my house and I walked in there and literally said, hi, I'm a meditation coach. I want to teach here. Do you guys have any programs that allow me to teach? And they were like, actually, we do. Boom. I've made so many friends from that community. I went to the Owl's Nest now and I met my friend Nicole and I created a whole other community on that side. I went to the Mindery and I created a whole other community on that side. And I was shat my pants. I'm not going to lie. It was very challenging for me to go into a place and advertise myself that was like, I teach meditation. Would you like me to be here and teach? It feels weird. It's uncomfortable. Even with my Oracle deck, I go into stores all the time like, hi, I made an Oracle deck. I wanted to see if you would be interested in selling it. It's super uncomfortable, but I do it. So for you, you could find a music class, a poetry class, an art class. But the point is you gotta be around physical people, or you could do an online community like I did as well. I did all of it. But you guys, I don't know if you guys were ever here on my first live. I was so scared. I was like, I'm so terrified. I literally had to set up like, I'm so nervous. I don't know what I'm doing, And that's how it is usually. It's uncomfortable at the beginning, but then you become more and more comfortable. Now you guys know me. You're like, really? I'm like, yeah, it was that bad. So, so does that make sense, Hannah? So you really got to put yourself out there, my love, and you can't allow that to be the reason why you can't do it. So there is so much to accomplish. Make a very detailed plan, being watched over by someone kind. So I feel like if you do take that step, you're going to meet somebody. And then the next thing, wisdom and objectivity are important. Now stay in your integrity. A situation that calls for honest and open communication. So being honest with yourself. You see, this is the card where their arms are folded. Whenever I see this card, this person's like, nah, I'm good, not doing it. And then maybe it's time for you to create one. So here's the thing. I didn't have it, I created it. Okay? So it could be an online thing as well that you can start, and like people with autism who want to find a spiritual community who don't know where to start. I knew I wanted a meditation community. There was nobody here, and for like a whole year I only had one student, by the way. Now I have 5. It's growing. But and the woman kept saying, if you don't want me to, I was like, dude, it's fine. I'll be doing this for free anyway. Like, you and I get to hang out. It's all good. We get to meditate. All good. I was like, if it's meant to create something, great. I created it. It wasn't there before. I made it happen. So if it's not there, create it. And if it's, what type of communities do you have there? So that's another thing that you can do. Is like, okay, maybe this is not the thing that I want to go and do. But maybe there is like, I don't know if you're into church stuff, maybe go into the church. If that repels you, then I don't know, look into a coven, a witch coven. You'd be surprised at what's out there. But you got to keep looking. Just because you got the first no, the first obstacle, the point of people who succeed is that they just don't take no for an answer. And if they can't get it, they create it themselves. So that's what I did as well. And it's because I heard people say that. It's like, you don't have it, create it. I'm like, okay, this is a little scary. Thank you, Georgia. So I know it's challenging, and that's why I also I studied on Insight Timer, and I created a community with you guys, and it's online though, so it's not quite the same. But yeah, so I'm not sure, hun, but you got to change your perspective about it and keep saying, like, how can I create this? And it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to be a matter of like, maybe there's something I can bring to the community. If there's no music, right? Maybe you want to create a music group where people can come and do a free lesson, or they can pay, I don't know, something for it. It's just a matter of looking around and seeing what's available and using those resources to create it. So the problem when I say this is like, this sounds like a fucking mountain, right? This is like, I don't want all this responsibility. I don't want to take on all this sort of stuff. I get that. But how badly do you want the community? So I would just simply start by looking at what's around. looking at what's available. It might not be what you're passionate about, but if there's people there, at least you get to meet them. Other option is you maybe make a post on Facebook and say, hey guys, I would really love to create a community and I'm not sure how to start, but this is my idea. Who would be interested in something like this? And just seeing the reaction of people. I mean, you know, it's just one of those things. It's like you got to put yourself out there, and it's hard, it's challenging, but it's doable. Also, setting clear intentions about that. Like when we say, oh, nothing's out here, I have all these obstacles, you're focused on the negative, you're focused on the reasons why you can't make it happen. So I would just simply start, Hannah, by saying, this is possible. I may not know right now how, but I believe I can. That energy shift is already going to start opening up your perspective in seeing possible something. And sometimes something shows up, you'd be surprised. So does that make sense? So the real important thing right now is for you just to change your perspective on it and just know it is possible. People have done it before you, and you can do it too. But you have to believe that. If you don't believe that, then it's just going to be really difficult to make that happen. Okay. I feel you, girl. But you're not alone. I promise you can make this happen, and I promise you that there are people out there who feel exactly the same way that you do, and probably in your area. And it's just a matter of making the energies happen, okay? It's tough. It's easy for me to say it now because I've been already on the other side, but I promise you, I did it. It's what happened. And also, like, I would go to the dog park. Another thing, that's where I met my friend Daniela. She's not very spiritual or whatever, but it doesn't matter. Like, I met her and now we're great friends, you know? So, you know, sometimes it's just going out and going to the park, going to the gym, joining a gym. That's another great one, okay? Oh, but I can't work out. You see, we always has a reason why we can't do something, okay? Doesn't matter. Just F it, I'm going. You gotta remember that. Or some kind of sports or some kind of team playing thing. That's also another great one. You'd be surprised at what's out there. It's just, you gotta just do it. Okay, Keisha, are you still here? She was on with insurance. Yay! What's your question? Okay, I'm gonna... My husband is really frustrated because my printer doesn't work, and he spent like 3 hours trying to fix the printer, and then of course I show up and I'm like, I'll just buy a new one. And I'm like, you could have saved 3 hours just by like, we'll just buy a new one. It's only like $100, like, we'll live. What's your question, love? So I just texted him. I was like, I could feel you were really frustrated, so I hope you're okay. And I was like, yeah, I was really pissed off because I wasted 3 hours of my day. I'm like, it's okay, babe. I'm like, I love you. It's all right. So I made him feel a little bit better, but it's funny. He got defeated by a printer. Yeah, but hi guys, by the way, for those of you who are all new and hanging out and I see your faces, thank you so much for chilling. Just want to say thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you guys, and yeah, it's nice. It's nice. I'm thinking about attending a retreat in September and start a class in the next week, but I can't really afford both and can't decide which one. Okay, so let's do this. I'm gonna put the well, here's the thing. This is what I love about this. This is a little trick that you guys can do for yourselves as well. How you know you really want something, there's a few things that you can do. One, we're going to do like a 2-card thing, so we're going to see what the results are. The other thing is to do muscle testing, okay? So you're going to link up your hands, and when you really want something, your body doesn't lie. So you can ask yourself, okay, so should I go to the retreat? And then you're going to hold and you're going to try and pull them apart. If it's something that you don't want, you should be able to link out quickly. If it's something that you really want, it should hold strong. That's one thing that you can do, Keisha. And if the answer comes out that also, sometimes what happens is that when you get the answer that you don't, when you're like, oh no, but I really wanted the other one. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes that happens. But the body thing usually helps. So let me see. So I'm going to ask my cards. And we're going to do, so one is the retreat, and then the other one is a class. You can also make the money happen somehow though, you never know. So I'm going to do the left, it's going to be the retreat, and then the right is going to be the class. No, mouse. Oh, baby girl. Might have to give her some, ow, something fell off. Well, that's ironic. You're in limbo about it. No shit, Sherlock. Is one of them you're learning about herbs or cooking or something? Keisha? No, not too much of that, but it's nature-based with sweat lodge and native grounds. Okay. Well, this doesn't help. So I got one that's like ritual-based, and then the other one that's crystals, energy. So I think you just got to make up your mind. That's what I'm hearing, because it makes sense. So we had the shadow walkers literally at the top of them, and then we had the two courses. So it doesn't, what I'm hearing here, it doesn't really matter. The class is about energies, exactly, and one's more ritual, which is probably the so here's the thing. The shadow walkers are deeply connected to the afterlife and are part of the other world. They call you to let go and accept that you may not have the answers right now or reassurance. Find peace in not knowing. You may be in pain. Well, this one is not the case for you. So the shadow walkers are always sitting in between, right? And this is why they're in limbo, because they just cannot make a decision. So what I'm hearing here, it doesn't really matter. Either one is leading you towards something that you are meant to do. And even though you feel like really the fear is like missing out or making the wrong choice, which doesn't exist. So if you can take that out of the equation and essentially like really look at the facts here, time-wise, finances, whichever one really fulfills both of these, I'd say, energies and rituals, then I would go for that. What are you looking for this? I just think you're asking yourself the wrong questions. Now I'm getting more downloads about it. Thank you, because that's helpful. I'm like, give me the freaking answer, not just like duh. So look at the facts here, Keisha, and just look financial. Like you said, you're obviously like on a budget. So which one does make more financial sense to you and time wise? So just look at the one that basically you're like, yeah, this makes more sense. And also weigh the reasons why, maybe it's like, but this one's better, but I really want to do this one. It's just more expensive. So then that's more a lack mentality. Then I would go for the one that you really just want to do. And again, muscle test. Once you've made a decision, either way, it's going to become clear to you. But you have to make that decision, that commitment. As long as you're in limbo and going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, you're not going to be able to make a decision. So just change the questions, change what you need, look at what's going to serve you and your purpose the highest. They're both going to serve you, right? But one's going to serve you more than the other. Make sense? Because both of them, you can't go wrong. That's the point. This is why you're having a hard time, because sometimes we think there's always has to be a right or wrong. Sometimes there's gray. This is one of those gray things. It's like it doesn't matter which one you do. They're both going to serve you, which is why you can't make up your mind. So it's just a matter of going, okay, which one's more in alignment with what I want to do and where I want to go, and knowing that you can't F it up. They're both going to lead you to exactly what you want. I wish I could give you yes or no in that one, but sometimes it's just that's the answer, So when you link the fingers to, you actually try not to Get them to come apart. I'm so intrigued. Yeah, so this is basically like kinesiology, so it's muscle testing. Um, yeah, and take off the anxiety. You can't mess it up, you know. So yeah, this is muscle testing. So we can lie, but our body can't lie. So if I say for you, for instance, hi, I'm Jacqueline and I'm 16 years old, what happens is the muscles in your body, because they know that you're lying, it will weaken. But when you're telling the truth, it would hold its ground. So this is a great way for us basically to test what we want or whether something is really truthful or not for ourselves too, even with food and things. You can do it like, okay, is this an oracle deck that's meant for me? You touch it and then you do the testing. And if it's strong, then you know that this is something that's in alignment with you. And even with food, is like, should I be eating this? And then it's like, no, then your body will go weak. So something, just a little tool, but it's something you can do for yourself where you can trust yourself more. So Keisha, as well, with you, have the left and have the right and think about their names and do the muscle testing, and your body should be able to tell you as well. And take the stress, anxiety off yourself. You can't mess it up, you know, but do the muscle testing and let me know which one came up. Oh, you're welcome. You're not distracting, Brandy. You're entitled to ask questions. Okay, so Keisha, are you happy with that? I know it was quick, but I feel like I gave you what you need to get to the answer. So let me know, and if not, then and if so, sorry, I'm happy to take any more questions that people would like, just a quicker reading, so we can close out today. I know a couple of people might have wanted, or maybe not, just ask questions. I'm always here to just chat and chill out with you guys, what's going on. But let me know, guys. I'm always happy to pull a card or two. It's just going to be a little bit of a quicker reading because then, of course, we'll be here all day. You guys know I can ramble. I like to talk. Well, to you guys more than anything else. I'm actually quite quiet in other ways. Am I lying? Let me check in with that. Maybe I'm like delusional about who I really am. That's also possible. I'm open to that. Aw, that's so sweet, Brandy. Yeah, you're so sweet, Keisha, by the way. Sending you love, my friend. Oh, my poor mouse. Sorry, I keep seeing her. She's just struggling. Okay, so any questions, guys? If anybody would like a quicker reading, now it's your time. Just put your name down. If not, that's totally fine. I can close out with a meditation. That's something that I've been doing lately as well. So everybody gets a little bit of healing, a little bit of a reset. So felt something touching the back of my head. That was creepy. Loney. Aw, sweetie. Okay, so I got Loney, and then I've got Jamie. Aw. What the hell am I supposed to be doing in my love life? Okay, Loney. So, did you do my course, by the way, on attracting soulmate? Let me see if it's here. I do recommend you guys do that if you want to like attract love and all that sort of stuff. I'll just post it here. But let me see what the cards have to tell you. Ooh, that was strong. Yeah, definitely do that, Brandy. And of course, here on Insight Time, I have a ton of meditations, courses, all the schmick. Okay, so Loney, it's not what you want to hear. The card that you got for today is hope. Have hope. Hope is always there, even if you can't see it. Optimistic expectations can help change a negative situation into a positive one. So when we want to manifest something, especially like, you know, a good feeling kind of situation, if we're pessimistic about it or we have a negative attitude, it's kind of hard for that to happen. And you got to remember that's what we're vibrating out. So I'm like, love sucks and everybody's awful and I hate it. Oftentimes when we want to manifest, when it comes something like to love, and in this course I teach you a lot about this, is number one is the reflection to self. So if we have a shitty attitude with it, that's what we see. But also, you know, I tell this until the day I die. Oh, thank you, Brandy. Did you want a reading, or did you were just giving me a donation? So, you're so welcome. I appreciate it. So oftentimes there is a reason why in the manifestation community they say something about letting it go. We have so much pressure on ourselves, and it's so hard to do. But like these attachments and this ego, these needs, these desperations, it's cause and effect. Okay, so they create behaviors and patterns and cycles. The more we learn to relax into something and really find the core nature of it, which is fundamental to all of us, so we're not actually that special, it helps us understand that then we're worthy of it. So when it comes to love, we're all worthy of it. We all are meant to have love or some form of love or a relationship. And if we can remove the obstacles, the beliefs, the pain, the the traumas, all of these things, but you have to first become aware of what they are, Loni. So I think you've lost hope in relationships, and that's the problem. And even in your words, you're saying, "What am I supposed to do?" You're like you've given up, and that's fine if that's what you want, but that doesn't seem what you want. So you have to find the hope again. And hope also, though, the problem with that is that then our ego gets attached with expectations of, now, I'm hoping, where is it? And then we get let down. So that's the letting go, and the trusting part is like, listen, I'm worthy of love. I can manifest love. I don't know when and I don't know how, but I'm going to start creating that love for myself right here, right now. I'm going to start treating myself the way that I always say this when I was manifesting love, and I used to be so desperate before I met my husband, before everything. I used to just go to sleep and like hold my own hand. I used to pretend that somebody was there. I would take myself out to dates. I would talk to myself differently. I would say loving things to myself. I would touch my body in different ways. I'm trying to get sexual here, but like in the sense of like in an affectionate way. I would give myself the things that a partner would normally give me, and that fulfilled my cup, so that by the time I met my husband, I was like, I don't care. I'm so happy with myself. I'm loving myself right now. I'm having such a good relationship with myself. And it's really truly sometimes that, and you might not get to that level, which is fine, or maybe beyond it, or maybe a little bit less, but the point is developing those what is it called, habits that can build up that momentum. Hey Alicia, no, we're not closed. I'm just taking free questions right now. I mean, we're kind of closing out. So I've got Jamie and I've got Loni right now. But if you want a question, just ask it. Thank you. I've been getting messages to go with the flow lately. Yeah, and you got to trust that. And it's really just about building that relationship with yourself and changing that relationship with yourself. Because right now, the relationship that you have with yourself is love sucks, I lost hope. So how do we get from love sucks, I lost hope to it is possible? And even, let's just say, even if you don't manifest a relationship, does not this place seem a lot nicer and a lot better than the one that you're at, right? Because this is pain and this is actual pleasure and joy. Very different, right? So regardless of the outcome, you still need to get to this place. Okay? So try that. Easier said than done. I know. It's always easier than done. But it's going to make and it's a commitment to yourself. The same way you commit to a relationship, now I'm committed to loving myself, to treating myself like a lover. Trust me, it does magic. I'm just saying. I'm saying it. Okay, I feel something magical coming. Do you have any insights? I'm curious. Okay, Jamie, yes. Magic is in the air. Everywhere you look around. You guys are going to have to put up with my singing now. Suck it. I'm kidding. Woo. Ooh. Yeah, you're just in your power right now. I feel like I told you guys to suck it. I was like, my inner child came out. Just like she's mean. Okay. Yeah, you're in your power. So you're just feeling good, man. You're vibing. You're in a high frequency, which is probably why you feel this, and you're co-creating right now. So the magic that you're feeling is because you're creating it. So that's a really good frequency to be in. Sorry, my lips, you know when you get dry lips and you just like get oh, my baby girl. So when you give, you also receive. Being resistant to change, extreme in how you save and spend money. Not sure why that came up for you. So just maybe be aware of temptation. Sometimes when we feel in our power, we just take it a little far. So maybe that's also like just, feel it, but let it come to you. Maybe don't like go out of your way to test it. Maybe that's what I'm hearing, Jamie. But the point is like you're in your power, you're in your throne, you're feeling it. And so being in that powerful state, suddenly you're like, anything's possible, things can happen. And I love that. So it's a great energy to be in, and it's in a boss energy. So I just feel like just hold it, but with that can also come like the temptations of extreme behaviors or reactions or whatever. So what I'm hearing here is just as long as you just hold that power and just let things come to you, and of course action is required, but as long as it's aligned with that power, yeah, it's good. So yeah, I feel like something's good's gonna happen for you for sure. Alicia, did you want a card as well? Feel free to ask. But then I'm going to go and get my little baby mouse and spend some time with her. And that is the frequency you hold with my... Okay, I see. Maybe you need to channel that energy into that now. That's probably why I heard that then. So whatever that frequency that you're holding, that magic is possible, you need to channel that into that as well. So bring that energy into that frequency as well, because that's going to help you out a lot. It's going to unlock something for you as well. Sweet. Yeah, because that's where your weakness is, right? Bring that power there. What am I supposed to do with my life? Struggling with health, lost motivation, what is showing up? Oh, I'm so sorry, honey. Yeah, let me tune in. And then after Alicia, guys, we'll do a meditation so that everybody can get some healing. Yo, welcome, Jamie. You published your book, Mimi? If you have time, can I get a card? Yeah, what is it called? Let everybody know what your book is. Congratulations. I knew you were struggling for a while to like finish that. So this is awesome. I'm so proud of you. Good for you. So what is it called? Let us know, please. I would love to know it as well for myself so I can check it out. Congratulations. This is such a great accomplishment. Love letters to my daughter. Ooh, I love that. Such a cool name. It's a great name. Yeah, Bob. I love it. You guys are so supportive. Okay. I'm with you still, Alicia, by the way. Okay, so what am I supposed to do with my life? Struggling with health, lost motivation, what is showing up? So honestly, the first card that you got, Alicia, is that luck is on your side. I know you don't feel like it right now because I was like, interesting. But you have an ability to turn your luck around, okay? So I think this is what this card means, and it's actually leading you towards. But you have to, again, guys, beliefs are so strong. It's also what you don't believe. If you keep telling yourself, I'm unlucky, nothing good happens to me, hey, Silverback is in the house, y'all. Things don't just work out for me. You have to be aware of the inner dialogue that comes up, because the next card that you got is the Atlanteans. So Alicia, what I'm hearing here is that an injustice has happened to you. Even your health stuff that is happening to you right now, this is an injustice. It's not fair. It's not right. It sucks. It's wrong. I'm with you on that. You lost your voice. Okay, you lost your ability to speak your truth, to be in alignment with the words that bring in the things that you want, because you've lost hope. So what I'm hearing here essentially is that just because something wrong happened, the problem is when our power is taken away, oftentimes our lesson in that is to get our power back in that department. So one of the things that I'm hearing for you more specifically is to shift that inner dialogue more specifically, the way that you speak about the world, your manifestations and what you're asking. So even when we ask for something to the higher realms, we sometimes beg for it, or the energy that we have behind it is still in a victim, I am wounded kind of energy, which you are. I'm not taking that away from you. But when you want to manifest something, you're going to keep manifesting the wound or the desperation or the pain when that's how you're asking for it. So this is why manifestation rituals are done and all this sort of stuff. They're done from a place of empowerment, of solidity, of strength, because that's what we're calling in, of abundance. Yes, please bring it. I am open and receptive to health. This is why I said this energy when I was doing the thing at the beginning, because it changes your body language. So I need you to become a little bit aware of how you speak, because your words are spells and your words is energy, and energy turns into material things. So when we shift our frequency, which by the way, the throat chakra is the portal between the spiritual and the physical. So when we speak to ourselves, to the universe, and to others, it changes everything. So we have to be very aware of this. This is something that we all have issues with, by the way, but for you more specifically because of this thing that happened. You got star people, you're very intuitive. And the other thing about star people is that they can heal themselves with their hands. So are you doing healing work with yourself? Every time I have some kind of a health thing that comes up, I really take time and I speak to my body. I spend time with my body. I channel this energy through and into my body. I make sure that my body gets healed. If I feel like I'm getting a little bit off, sick, I just sit and I take that time with myself to really go, okay, I got you, girl. I'm listening. What do you need? And then I visualize that healing energy going into my body, and I heal that part of my body. So are you doing practices like that as well? Are you showing up for yourself? The next thing is that you can break free of this. You have the possibility of shifting this. Again, are you doing the work? And here's the thing. You got to nurture yourself more, okay? You can make your life more beautiful. Oftentimes when we give the power to other people, the circumstances around us, what we're doing is we're literally giving them the power. And so what happens? I don't have the power to change it. So when you take your power back, I'm going to take charge. I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to wake up today and I'm going to read that book instead of scrolling online. Sometimes the little things that we change every single day empower us and get us to where we want to go. So what I'm hearing here is this is what you need to do, my love. I know it's not what you want to hear, because we don't want to go, what? I have to do what? What are you kidding? Oh, I can do what? I get it. But that's what is required, because that's also how you build self-respect. And when you do the work, you respect yourself more, you appreciate yourself more, and you stop letting people walk all over you. That's the other bigger one. So the point of this is that luck is on your side. You can make your life more beautiful, but you got to change some stuff. Okay, so I hope that made sense. Like I mentioned, I have created courses on Instagram that are coming up, morning routine and night routine. That is an example of something that you guys can start practicing if you want to start changing. Easy, they're exercises and stuff, but by the end of it, you create your own morning and night routine. The morning is the portal, the nighttime is a portal. So even though throughout the day you might have a harder time to shift your habits, in the morning and at night, at least you can create something that aligns with what you want. And that will begin a momentum and beginning a shift. Okay, and then we have Mimi, who was asking about her book, which by the way, it's called Letters to My Daughter, which I love. So let's see how we go. So I will be honest with book releases and stuff. We get the high when we release it, and then is the promoting and the putting it out there and all that sort of stuff. But we'll see what comes up for you. Oh, nice. I like that. Nice. So, seeds well planted, a temporary pause in action, unnecessary worry. And also what I love about this, what I'm seeing here, Mimi, is like, doesn't this look like a family tree? So what I'm hearing here is that you've healed something major in your family lineage, and in your bloodline by writing this book. I don't know, I'm assuming something about self-healing in a child, I'm assuming, just by the title. I'm not sure. But there is something beyond financial abundance that this has created. It's created spiritual abundance, not just for you, but for your family lineage. So this is a big one. 1 second, this is annoying me. The next thing is I love is that, look, somebody's reading a book. Isn't that cool? So your book is going to get out there. Oh, you're so welcome, Alicia. I'm sending you so much love. Okay, so your book is going to get read. It's going to reach people, and it's going to reach the right people. Okay, I think that that's really what you want to hear as well. And then a content and rewarding family life and emotional and material needs are met. Trustworthy relationships. So I also feel like this is going to heal relationships for your future in your family as well, and for other people as well. I feel like there's something around that as well. So I feel like it's good. As far as like the business side of things, I'm just hearing here, which I don't know, it's not coming up in the reading, but I'm just hearing just writer to writer. I'm assuming you self-published. You got to do a lot of advertising, and you got to be super fucking annoying. Okay, so like that's the truth of the matter is of selling. And again, when you sell, you're not selling from a place of I'm gaining something from this. You're selling from a place of this is going to help people, and this is going to change people's lives. Okay, like people need to read this book. And one of the things that I would suggest you can do to get people is to maybe do the PDF for free. So if people sign up to your website, or if they watch this video, by the end of it, there's a link to the free PDF of the book, and then the paperback and the hardcover, you can make it like they have to pay for it. So there's things that you can do basically. If you, it depends what you really want. Do you really want to get the book out there, or do you want to make some money off of it? Do you want your name for the next book? Like again, you got to think of it kind of that way. But like for me, I just wrote because I like to write, and I didn't really care if people got it or not. This one I wanted people to really get, because then I did more aggressive advertising on it, and you can get creative on it. Yanessa, yes, you should be able to, if she has it on, you asking about Mimi's, if her book is on Amazon, I feel like I can say it, it's not for me. If your book is on Amazon, I feel like you can, should be able to, right, Mimi? Where can people get it? It is on Amazon, yeah. So if it's on Amazon, it should be international, so you should be able to buy it. So yeah, and again, it's just being aggressive about it, and being okay with being annoying. If you're going to say it like 5, 6, 25 times a day, so what? Because at the end of the day, you believe in the message that you're sending to people, and sometimes you have to be a little aggressive for people to get it. Maybe tell your story, maybe read some chapters, open up a YouTube channel. But what I'm hearing is don't be afraid to be aggressive about it, because people need this product. It's not just about like you putting it out there, I know you do. That's why I'm telling you. But just because you believe in the message doesn't mean you understand selling, And it's like, and again, once you come from that place that like you need to hear this, like I'm telling you, this is going to save lives. This is going to save family lineages. This is going to save you. The passion, people feel that, and then hopefully that it goes to the right people that need it. And I think you can get some copies and put them in like bookstores, or I'm not sure, put like a giveaway kind of thing, but just get creative with it and just get aggressive. And it takes a bit of time, like I sold quite a few of mine last month, and like this month I haven't, and I'm like, I'm okay with it, whatever. But I don't have an attachment to it. But if you have an attachment to it, that's also a very different story. So it depends what your intention is behind it. Does that make sense? But it's good. I see it reaching people, and I see it helping people, and I see it like for you as well, like you've healed a big thing with your family line. Okay, so just so you know. Hey Nicola, thank you so much. Good to see you. Yeah, I know you're patient, which is good. My daughter got all the messages, you're right. Oh, well, I'm so proud of you, Mimi. I know this was like quite a journey to get to. I know what it's like to write a book. It's a process. It's a long, patient process. So, I totally feel you. And, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for the people that it's going to help, Nicola, I'm so sorry. We're literally about to close, but what I can do is I can pull one card for you, just do a quick reading, and we're about to do a meditation just to close out. Oh, I love that. Yeah. Yeah. Ava, you didn't read my message earlier. I'm so sorry. Did I miss it? Please ask the question again. It does happen sometimes that I miss the questions. So please ask again. If I missed your message, I'm so sorry. It does happen. Oh, thank you, Silverback. You're so sweet. And thank you for letting me know. So please, definitely, guys, if I miss your, if you did ask before and I missed it, please let me know, because it does happen sometimes. I mean, the messages go up and I get into the reading and then I can miss it. So please ask again. It's the gospel girl. Oh, nice. You're getting a fringe, Nicola. Yeah, I had a fringe for a while. The problem with the fringes is they're super annoying, you know. So I like it, but then it's like the tickling and then like you're like, I can't see the curtains, you know. But some people have thicker hair and they can have like a good fringe. My hair is like really thin, so still about my hair. Okay, so I'm just waiting for Ava to ask the question. I'm so sorry I missed it, so please ask again. And then we will. You are always on point with your readings. You really have a gift. Last year you told me my life would change. Aww. Thanks, guys. It's nice to know I'm not just rambling. Oh no, trust me, Nicola. It's a miracle I have hair. I have Italian hair, so I had hair loss for a while. So I healed it, but it's not in my bloodline to have thick hair. This is thick for me. This is like thick. Okay, so Ava, hi. It's 2 a.m. here and L time. I woke up and directed here. I don't know why. I would be grateful if you pick up a card. Okay, so just any card. All right, so let's see, Ava. Let's see what comes up for you. Thank you, Bibi. You know, it's funny with reading as well. Like, some people have like I mean, I'm claircognizant, so I just know things. Um, but yeah, it's one of those things that you still have to build trust with it. Oh, okay. So, Ava, there's a part of you that is kind of sad and feels like they've lost something. Okay, so what they want you to understand is that, like, take great pride in your excellent work. Practice makes perfect. Considering getting additional education and training. Then release the past. You will grow from the situation. Time heals all wounds. And then finally, there is so much to accomplish. Make a very detailed plan, being watched over by someone kind. So I feel like something happened where it didn't quite go your way, and it created a level of like sadness and suffering. But what they want you to understand is that this is part of the journey, and this is part of the growth, and this is part of the lessons. The loss is important just as much as the wins. And so what they're saying is, like, don't punish yourself for that. I also feel like maybe some sort of like schooling or further education again, or learning more about the topic. Maybe, I'm not quite sure what it is for you, but essentially it's like, this is really teaching you something to grow from it, and not to like to move into it almost. It's like, if you're not sure about it, I'm not sure this is muffled information, because I feel like I'm getting two different things at the same time here. So let's get it clear. Anyway, the point is, if you're feeling like you have to go back to study, or you need to learn more about a subject to understand yourself or the subject, then do it. That's a better answer. The other thing is, like, listen, someone or something good is going to come into your life where it's going to guide you, it's going to help you, maybe like a mentor, or somebody who's going to help you out financially, or give you a job or something, another job maybe, or it's your boss. I'm not quite sure, but I see like the help and the picking up the pieces. So whatever felt like a loss, it's going to make sense later on, and it's going to become the very thing that you're going to be more grateful for, and you're going to be more appreciate it more. So there's a reason for it, if that makes any sense. Hopefully this is making sense. It makes sense to me, but I don't know if it's making any sense to you. So it's going to be okay. It's going to work out. And if you're getting the impulse to grow or learn something in a specific topic or subject, then they're saying definitely go and do it. Okay, I've been patient, understanding, tried Thai, but can't do dipping, diving today. And you're so welcome, Ava. I didn't ask how it went, so I'm not trying anymore. I'm not interested in trying and rather stand back and let him choose. I'm doing manifesting instead. Girl, that's great, Nicola. It sounds amazing. You're taking your power back. Do your thing. So I'll pick one card for you because we do have to close out, my love. And I will do a meditation after that, so everybody can get something, just a little reset and an energetic alignment. But let's get one card for you, Nicola, and let's see, because I love this. I love that attitude, and I love the positivity, and I love the taking my power back. Ooh, okay. You got moon energy. I love this. This is manifestation energy. So surrender to the natural ebb and flows of life. If you're feeling confused, this fairy comes to calm emotions, reassure that peace of mind is possible, Nicola. So I love this message for you. Can anyone join your meditation channel? Yes, absolutely. Which one, by the way? Because I have the YouTube, I have the app, I have different things. So you can join them all. Join the family, come along, follow me, stalk me on Instagram. So yes, all of those you can. What's it called? Are they free? Yes, literally what the name is there. Surrender to the ebbs and flow. Okay, so Nicola, this is the other thing that I think that you struggle with a lot of the time, is that you want things to go a certain way, which is normal. We all do, but you take it more extreme. And so when things don't go your way, or they don't turn out the way that you expected, or people do things that are unexpected, you get really crushed and it really hurts you. So one of the things that I'm hearing here is like a little bit more of acceptance that that's just sometimes how life is. And if we can allow this to be it and not take it so much to heart, and understand that people just, I know it's very painful, trust me, but sometimes we just have to go, you know what, that's just people. It has nothing to do with me. It's not my fault. It's not a reflection of who I am. It's people, okay? People are damaged. People are wounded. People are healing. People are good and bad. There's all sorts of shades. So when we can see it from that place, there's more acceptance and we don't take it on so much. So one of the things that I'm hearing here is that if you can learn to let it be more of like knowing that not everybody's going to be the savior, and the savior can also be the person that hurts you. There's all sorts of complexities to humans, and so we have to just go with the flow. Sometimes people let us down, you know. I mean, for how I used to be and how I am now, my God, you know, if somebody didn't call me or text me, I'd be like flipping out. And now I'm just like, all right, whatever, you know. It irks me, but I'm not going to be like big reactions. I'm like, whatever, you're lost, man, you know. And that letting go brings me peace. So the question for you, Nicola, is like, how can I bring myself that peace? Also, the other reason why you got the moon energy is that I love the fact that you're saying that you want to manifest. So that's where you have control. That's where you actually can put a little bit more pressure on yourself, in the sense of like, I got this, I can do more. Like, I don't have to be a victim to this circumstances. I can actually change this. So we just had a full moon, okay? And this full moon is all about releasing, because when you let go of the energies, guess what happens? You're taking stuff out of your backpack so you can put new things in there. So you're making way of the old so that you can bring in the new. A new friend said, starve him from access to you to force change to do have. I let go and manifest. Yes, there's a little bit of manipulation in that though, Nicola. I'm going to be honest. When we consciously go out of our way to try and change somebody's emotion, like I'm going to starve him of it because then he's going to learn the lesson, that's a little manipulative. Okay, I'm just going to be a little honest here. It's more nothing to do with him. Again, take the energy away from him. What do you want? What do you need? What brings you peace? So the starvation is because I'm trying to make him suffer so that he can come to me. See the manipulation there? And again, we all do it. We all have our moments where we have this. It's all about just saying, all right, you know what? You can go and do your thing. What can I do to make myself feel better? How can I make myself feel more worthy or at peace? Do I need to take a bath? Do I need to go out and have a couple of drinks with some girlfriends? Do I need to make a painting about it? Like, that is in integrity. So just remember that, okay? Because you tend to slip in and out of that one sometimes, okay? But you got it, Nicola. And yes, focus on the manifestations. Just be very careful, because I know, just a little tip for everybody here, and when it comes to manifesting and doing magic or anything around that kind of energy. Let's just say you want to manifest a relationship, okay? Now, when we do these kind of things, we have to be very, very careful not to dip into black magic. And how do we do that is very simple. When I want to call in, for instance, a relationship, you got to ask for the highest relationship that is intended for you. Do not ask for a specific person, because that's black magic. You're crossing over to somebody's free will. And you have to be very careful with that. Or like a job. Let's just say, I would like this job or something better. So as long as we ask for, I would like this one, I'm not forcing this one, or something that's more in alignment with me. So just a little reminder, guys, when it comes to this stuff, we have to be very careful, because it's so easy to tip over to the other side, and then we're like, oh yeah, then that's not good, and that's not good karma for you. I mean, unless you don't believe it, in which case it's not going to affect you, which is why bad people can do bad things and get away with it, just FYI. But most of us here, I feel like, believe in karma and hold integrity, so it backfires on us, because energetically we feel like we've done something wrong, even though consciously we don't know that we did. Yes, absolutely, girl, do a little like love thing, but again, don't ask for the specific person, okay? All right, so let's close out, guys, and let's do a meditation. So if you can, and if you can't, that's fine. You're going to feel the energies. I'm going to see what's going to come through. We're just going to channel it. But if you can, just close your eyes. And let's just take a moment of stillness. Maybe taking a deep breath in. And let it go. And as you are now, as you are in stillness, I want you to begin to just bring that focus and awareness within you, as if the outside world gently quietens down, it dissolves. Literally, we're releasing the physical 3D world and we're amplifying the inner world. I want you to begin to listen to yourself through your heart, through your energy. And when you are ready, you're going to bring your attention here to your third eye. And I want you to see an eye that is closed. And when you are ready, you're going to open up that eye, or say in your mind, open. We're doing this very safely. Activating your intuition, activating your inner vision, and allowing you to see beyond the veil. And I know many of you right now are having some physical issues, whether it is anxiety or stress or needing some clarity, whether it is you need some healing in the physical body. I invite you right now to visualize a beautiful white light moving down from above your head, entering the top of your head, moving down into your neck and spreading in half down your chest, down both of your arms. And it's creating an energetic vortex in the palm of your hands. A beautiful circle of white light is formed going clockwise. It's activating the energetic portals in your hand. And when you are ready, you're going to feel that energy beginning to activate, and then place it on your body. One on your stomach and one on your chest. If you feel guided to place it somewhere else, then just do that. And from the palm of your hands, that energetic vortex, that beautiful white energy begins to move into your chest and into your stomach. And like the roots of a tree, this energy spreads, entering your spine, your nervous system, your muscles, your blood, connecting to every cell in your body. And you can begin to feel that celestial, powerful, healing energy entering and moving to you. If you need some more love, whatever it is that maybe you received today from today's readings, just downloading now sacred information into your DNA, helping you along your life, along your day, along your evening or morning, wherever you are at. And we're also inviting our higher mind to give us information that will help us, that will guide us, that will assist us in resolving any obstacles or issues that we may be facing at this time. We invite the inner warrior to step forward, to download information from them, to give us the strength and the courage to take action. We invite the inner healer to assist us in healing anything our body, our mind, our heart needs at this time. And we invite the divine self to step into us, reminding us of our sacredness, the power that is within us. How when we heal ourselves, we heal others. When we empower ourselves, we empower others. And anything else that is needed right at this time to help ourselves and our loved ones. And from here now, I want you to visualize a bubble of gold energy forming around your whole body from head to toe, sealing in this sacred knowledge, sealing in this information, the healing, locking all of this in, anchoring it in, so that it is a part of you now and of your new self, your new frequency. Thank you, I receive. And just seeing the last of that white light as it enters the top of your head, and the last of it moving through your hands into your body. And when the last drop enters your body, that circles on the palm of your hand, they gently seal, closing that portal. And bringing your attention now to your mind, and just inviting your intuition to be present throughout your day, to continue to receive messages and information, symbols and synchronicities. And when you are ready, you're going to close the portal in the third eye. So just seeing that eye closing. And just taking a moment of gratitude. And when you are ready, you're going to spread your arms out into the sky. And I want you to declare something for yourself that you wish to manifest or receive, whether it's love, abundance, connection, friendship, whatever it is today that you are ready for. And you're going to say that word, abundance, for instance, and yes, thank you, I receive. And then when you're ready, just bringing yourself back by expanding that awareness back out into the 3D world, becoming aware of your surroundings, the temperature of the air. And then when you're ready, open your eyes and come back into the space. How fun, you guys. It's been such an amazing moment to be back, to reconnect. Oh, you're so welcome, Nicola, Mimi, Yanessa. You're so welcome, guys. And I'm so honored as always. Thank you so much, guys, for trusting me, for hanging out. Like, I love you. It's so nice to have, especially you guys that come back every time. I feel so lucky. It really does warm my heart, because I started this not knowing that anybody would follow me. You know, and it's just so nice to get that connection and that, you know, whatever this is that we have, because you're a part of it, and it just really makes me so happy. And of course, thank you so much to Insight Timer. Yeah, I'm so glad that you guys are here, that you all drawn to this app, this amazing community that created this app. It's just such a powerful group of people that want to get better and want to heal, and this is what the world really needs, you know. So I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being here. For those of you who are new, welcome. I hope to see you back. Make sure to go on Insight Timer and check out all of my courses, my app, my meditations. I have a ton of stuff on Insight Timer, so definitely make sure that you follow. And I will be doing these lives. I'm back with the lives, y'all. She's back. You guys, love you so much. You had a fun in Italy too. Yes, I did. It was a lot of fun. I had a lot of healing. I feel like a new self, a new energy, a new direction. So I'm excited to see what will come, and you guys know I like to brag about my life, so I'm sure you'll hear about it. But I'm sending you guys so much love, so much healing. I can't wait to hang out with you guys next time. And as always, have a magical day. I will see you soon. Bye. Not sure, Loney. Let's just check out, depending on my schedule. My schedule changes every week, but it's usually Thursdays and Fridays. Bye-bye. Bye.